Well, howdy, my curious friends. As some of you may have seen on Instagram, I recorded this really fun episode with my bestie Olivia, where I gave her random survival scenarios to see if she'd make it out alive. But since it was my first time having a guest on, and I am a complete noob when it comes to audio, I didn't realize I needed so much extra equipment to successfully record together in the same room. And long story short, there was a horrible echo throughout the entire episode, so it totally ruined it. I've spent a lot of hours, like countless hours, trying to fix it. It's insane trying to separate both of our voices and then separate the echo. So, anyways, I've since bought equipment. I can now have guests on and it works flawlessly. But I didn't want all of this work to go to waste. So, I'm still publishing it or whatever, but I am just going to there was 21 questions that I gave her, but instead I'm just releasing the first 9 questions. And just a fair warning, the echo is gone, pretty much all of it, but there are some weird kind of glitchy spots. So the audio is not the best, but it's still funny. I also made a YouTube, so go follow me and subscribe. I will upload the video or I'll do some shorts. So yeah, it was a really good episode. I really wish I could publish all of it because it was so fun and really funny. But that just means Olivia is going to have to be on again really soon. So I hope you guys still enjoy. Please let me know what you think, like and subscribe. And it would really be beneficial to me if you guys commented on any of the episodes on Spotify. So let's get into the episode. Welcome back to Wild Curiosity. This is our 9th episode, which is kind of wild in itself. The journey continues. Thanks for sticking with me so far as this evolves and we find our place in the podcasting world. Speaking of evolving, today's episode is going to be a little bit different. We have our first special guest, my beautiful friend, Olivia. She is basically my sister. We've been through quite a bit together, including many adventures. How's it going, Olive?
It's great. That's good.
So, Olivia is a good friend of mine. We've done a lot of things outside in the wild together. We've swam between 2 tectonic plates in Iceland, panned for gold in Alaska, touched the Alaskan pipeline. I've traveled to the end of the world and the top of the world with her, car camped, I don't even know how many times, in how many different places, in how many different cars. And yeah, she's the girl that's always down for anything with pretty minimal convincing. I would say you qualify as a ride or die for sure. Thank you for joining, Olivia.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Good, because you're going to get tested today. Today, we are focusing on survival, and we're going to give Olivia some survival scenarios, multiple choice, and see how she would do out in the wild. We kind of came up with this idea because Olivia and I are scared of everything, but for some reason we do these things that are like crazy. What are some of your biggest fears outside, Olivia?
Literally the whole thing. Animals, cougars, bears, which I guess now because we see so many, but grizzlies I'm terrified of. Not being prepared, falling to my death, being cold, the dark, sleeping in a tent, and not seeing the outside in case a cougar wants to eat.
Yeah, you always make me have the scary side on the outside.
It just somehow works out that way. I don't know.
Self-preservation. Did you say being cold?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you told me to tripping and falling.
Yeah.
Remember that one time you tripped and then you almost puked because you thought your ankles like broke it? Me and Jenny are like, we're gonna have to carry her down. You also told me caves.
Yeah. Being in a dark cave, that's scary. And not seeing like a way out.
Dude, I'm really scared of the dark. Like when it's dark, I think I can't breathe. Like I feel claustrophobic. So when we go backpacking or camping, even in the car,
I always bring these little like battery powered tea lights, and that's how we survive.
Mandolin helps my fears because she always brings something I'm scared of, but I don't even know that I'm scared or how to fix it. So I just kind of deal with the scaredness. And then Mandolin brings the tea lights or little things that help me not be as scared. So it's always really nice.
That's good. We're not facing our fears, we're fixing them.
Or facing them and fixing them.
Yeah, that's true.
F and F.
I am definitely scared of cougars. Blisters scare me now. Spiders, being hungry, the dark. I have severe claustrophobia. So yeah, but we still go.
We do. Because I feel like our fears will only get worse if we don't.
I know we were trying to talk before this, like what was the scariest thing we've ever come in contact with out in the wild? And I mean, we've seen a lot of bears together. Like think like Alaska. Well, I mean, we were in a bus in Alaska, but we saw all the ones at Enchanted Valley and then Sahale Arm, which was probably like the hardest hike I've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snow bear.
That was probably the scariest hike we've done too.
I don't know how we did that and why we thought any of that was a good idea.
No.
The way down, we're like, it's snowing up there. You guys shouldn't go.
People were turning around, and so we're of course like, they're pussies.
We're like, it's just going to be a couple inches of snow. And we wake up and there's like 6 inches on the ground.
We couldn't even find the bear can. It was like so cold. I wore shorts.
It's like a blizzard at the top, like so windy. And Mandolin's wearing biker shorts.
My legs were red, like bright red when that happened. That was bad.
Mandolin always brings hand warmers, and I always forget to bring them. And it is the most clutch thing when you're sleeping in a snowstorm and you're just so warm.
Yeah. But that time I only brought 2 or something. We each had 1 because I was like, "Oh, it's fine, whatever." Jeff's like, "Why are you guys going up there? It's supposed to snow." We're like, "It's fine."
It's a small drizzle.
The next day, we're like, "How do we get down?" That was one of the crazier hikes we've done, but made it out alive. Okay, so yeah, we were just gonna try this random kinda hopefully fun thing where Olivia tries to survive. And this is a survival quiz that I found online on Backpacker Magazine. So I'm going to link that in the show notes and you guys can try it yourselves and see would you survive. And usually at the end, you add up the points and it tells you like what level of survivalist you are. But I kind of changed it. I took out a lot of the questions, kind of tailored it more to us. So the rules for Olivia are we're going to tally how many she gets correct and how many she gets wrong. And if the amount she gets wrong is more than correct, then she just dies. But if she gets more correct than wrong, then she lives. So go Olivia. I hope you survive. Some of these were kind of hard. All right, do you want to do the first one?
Yeah. Do you want to like read it to me and then I'd give like my first,
Yes, that's what I'm gonna kind of. Yeah, what are you thinking?
the multiple choice?
Yeah, if you feel like you have an idea of like what you would, you know what I mean? If you have something to say about it. 1, halfway into a week-long hike in Glacier National Park, you and me have lost the trail. What's your next move?
Pull out my phone and look at all trails.
I know. Okay. Yeah. Which I don't know. Like, do you have your phone? Do we have service?
But we have to download the trail.
Number 1, always download the maps.
Yeah.
And always have a battery for your phone.
Which Mandolin always brings and I always
I
forget.
bring a clunker, dude. A big clunker. It keeps us both alive. These are your options. Shortcut cross country back toward the path to avoid wasting daylight. B, retrace your steps to your last known landmark. C, stop, pitch your tent, and start signaling for help. D, climb to the top of the highest nearby peak to get a better view.
But if we're lost, I feel like shortcuts are not good because that's how you get like more lost. I think B, retracing your steps would be the best idea.
You are correct. You have company, supplies, and gear. So solve this yourself. If you're still off the trail after a day or two, try C, which was stop, pitch your tent, and start signaling for help. Following option A is a major reason hikers get lost, which was shortcut cross country back toward the path to avoid wasting daylight. Don't ever cut a trail either.
Yeah, you're hurting all those little plants.
Yeah. And the permafrost, possibly. You're somewhere with permafrost or whatever.
Alaska.
Yeah. So good job, Olivia. Ready for number 2?
Yes.
You have a cell phone and 5 bars. Which of the following are legitimate reasons to call for rescue? And in this one, you're going to choose let apply. A, you're lost on day 2 of a 5-day backpack. B, you fell 15 feet, got knocked out, then woke up woozy and confused. C, your hiking companion dislocated his shoulder. It's back in now and pretty sore, but it works okay. D, just before dark, your 6-year-old brother wandered away from camp. You can't find him. The rain started falling. E, your new boyfriend was showing off when he pitched over a cliff with a full pack. He's conscious, but his lower leg is crooked and he's squealing in pain.
So I feel like that would probably be like logical to call for help, but I feel like I'd be like, no, we could find it. We could figure it out because we have service. We could look at the map. I think B for sure, you got knocked out. That's not good. I kind of don't think you need to call for help for a shoulder because you can still walk with that.
Yeah, and it's back in.
It is back in. I don't know how he would get it back in because I don't know how to do that.
You just body slam on the ground.
But as long as they can make it, I feel like you could find your 6-year-old brother. He just wandered for a second. Like, I'm just going to go with B and E.
We're not worried about the 6-year-old.
Yes.
Okay, so the answer was B, D, and E, which I think is
Or
or
well,
well,
you
you
said-
said everything but the 6-year-old. So, but for those ones, if you get more right, then you know what I mean. You still got it right, I would say.
Nice.
Maybe I'm a bad game show host. You get a car. You get a car. Okay, so good job. It says B, D, and E. Head injuries are always serious due to possible brain swelling. Small children are at risk for hypothermia because of their body to mass ratio. And the boyfriend is going nowhere with a displaced leg fracture. So, all right, let's move on to number 3. True or false? Hypothermia can be a risk in temperatures above 55 degrees Fahrenheit.
I feel like I'm just going to say true because it seemed like in my head, I'd be like, no. But if you're really in 55 degrees and you're in that all night, I'm kind of assuming that you're going to get
Good
it.
job. Good job. It says true, especially if it's raining and windy. Just ask the rangers in the Smokies who see a surprising number of cases every spring. So yeah, water and cold air don't mix. So
So it's bad for us who
not necessarily water, sweat.
sweat
as
so
well.
much.
Yeah, I know. We're big sweaters, okay?
But then, like, how does hypothermia, like in the Great Smoky Mountains, people get a ton of it?
Yeah. Yeah, in the spring when it's above 55 degrees because of the wind, because wind chill brings like temperature down. And if you can't get dry,
You should bring more layers to change out.
yeah, you want to change your clothes. You want to be dry, like nothing wet, even if you get in your sleeping bag. Water lowers your body temperature like a lot. All right, let's head on to number 4. You're hiking in the Grand Canyon in 95-degree temps, and you've been drinking so much water, your belly's sloshing. Still, you feel weak and tired. What will help? A, eat a salty snack, take electrolyte tablets, and sip an energy drink. B, nibble on some candy to keep your energy up. C, keep drinking. It's tough to stay hydrated out there.
A, electrolyte for sure.
You love electrolytes.
Me too.
She's a salty girl.
Can't just drink water.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't you? You did that Gatorade thing?
Yeah, the sweat patch. And it said that I was very salty.
How does it do it? Like, do you plug it into a computer?
No, it's just like a patch you put on your arm and then it tests.
How does it send the information?
You scan it. So you have to download the Gatorade app and then you scan it after you do your workout. And then depending on like how many of the things are filled, it'll say like how much you sweat. And then it'll say there's another like section on the side and it'll say that's for salt. And it'll say how salty your sweat is.
But that's good to have salty sweat, right? Or is it means you lose more salt?
Means you lose more salt, so then you need to drink more electrolytes.
Well, you were correct again, Olivia. A is the answer, and it says you're probably getting hyponatremia, an electrolyte imbalance caused by heavy sweating, excessive water consumption, and lack of food and salt intake. You'll go into seizures and die if it progresses.
I see that a lot of my half marathon training Facebook groups.
Crazy. Well, good to know. We're going to get on those tablets, right? We're going to get the electrolyte tablets.
Electrolyte pills.
Will you put another hash mark on your tally mark on your thing?
Did.
Oh, yeah. You won't let a point pass her. Okay. Let's move on to number 5.
Wait,
What?
Do you want me to try to answer it first before you go in the multiple choice, or do you just want to go multiple choice?
Okay, yeah, we can do that. Sorry, I forgot. You're scrambling up a steep Colorado 14er in June. The moves are fairly easy, but it's snowier than you expected, and you don't have an ice axe or crampons. You should.
Keep going. It's a holly arm all day. I feel like logically you should not keep going, but I feel like we would choose to go.
We would go, especially if we had permits.
Yeah,
It's like now or never. Man, maybe we've just been lucky so far.
we have been.
Okay, but this is also talking about scrambling. It's a scramble. So like think like Old Snowy. And there's more snow than you expected. And it's a 14er, so you're gonna be at 14,000 feet at the top.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna say you should turn around.
Wait, so what did you say? Or wait, this isn't really your answer yet.
No, I'm just giving my insight.
Okay, so your choices are A, keep going for a few pitches to check out the route, then retreat if it seems too tough, which I mean, man, what we would
Yeah,
do.
that's what we would do.
B is go for it. The snow will soften in the sun as the day progresses, making the descent considerably safer. C, glissade back down. D, retreat via the least snowy, least technical route you can find.
I feel like the
Good.
answer is gonna be D.
But your answer.
But my answer would be A, keep going for a few more pitches, and C,
I respect that. What if like the next pitch you
die.
or like a big boulder's like pinned you there? That would suck.
suck. And then I would probably never live my life of you should try to keep going.
Yeah, me either. But yeah, you were right. E is the answer, and it says it's easier to fall on a descent even in soft snow, and you have no tools to self-arrest. All right, number 6. A cottonmouth just sunk fangs into Mandalin's ankle. After calming me, you should immediately.
Okay, so this is funny. Chris and I just watched Mud the other night. Have you seen that? With Matthew McConaughey? But anyways, they talk about cottonmouths and the kid gets bit by a cottonmouth. And they're like, you have 20 minutes if you get bitten by one to live. And so Mud, that's Matthew McConaughey's name, like put a blanket over him because they had to get to the hospital by boat because they're like deep in the rivers of Arkansas or Mississippi or somewhere. Does Arkansas even have? I don't know. They live on a houseboat, so I don't know. There's water somewhere. And he every 10 minutes he would mark how big the swelling would get on his leg with a Sharpie.
Oh,
So the kid lived after an hour of not having anti-venom. So I
do you want to read off your options? Okay, read them off. They didn't give them to you yet, right? Tell the audience.
no, I don't know how to say that word.
Tourniquet.
Tie a tourniquet just below the knee to keep the poison from reaching her heart. That sounds logical. Make a deep X.
Wait, you know what a tourniquet is, right?
Do you just tie it?
It's like a really tight tie. It helps like sometimes even put like a stick in it and like twist it so that it basically stops blood from.
Yeah, you're trying to like cut
Yeah.
off the circulation to the
Yeah.
make it harder for it to get to your
Exactly.
heart. Make an
Bite.
X cut at the site of the bite and start sucking. Okay, that's silly because I don't want it in me, and I also don't really want your blood.
Well, you're supposed to spit it out. You're supposed to
I
spit.
did not say that.
No, but I think I've just seen that in videos that like, people think it's kind of like the jellyfish pee on the leg thing. It's like the same thing with the snake bite. Like people think that's what you should do.
Have her do jumping jacks to work the venom out from her system.
Burn it off. Just burn it off.
Keep her lying down and calm and send for help. After or attach a suction cup venom extractor and pump away. Okay, there's no way we would have that. So
I keep one actually.
it would be something that you would have.
It would. I would carry that.
I'm gonna go with A.
Okay, so the answer is D. Keeping the victim immobile slows the diffusion of venom into the system and minimizes the risk of shock until you can arrange evacuation or anti-venom treatment. Snake bites are rarely fatal, but some people suffer serious limb dysfunction afterward. So you're supposed to keep me lying down and calm and send for help.
Taught me that in Australia. If you ever get bit by a brown snake, they said the number one thing you can do is literally just lay down and just hope someone finds you.
Yeah, because when you walk, it like makes it worse.
Yeah.
So you already knew the answer, but you failed.
Well, I kind of thought like staying, like if I'm tying a tourniquet on your leg, like I don't think you're going to be like running around.
That's true. I mean, I don't know.
Still think I get like a point.
No, that one only had one right answer. So we're moving on. I died from a snake venom bite, but I had more lives left, so I'm back. And we are at a trailhead. The box for the self-registration is empty. You haven't told anyone where you're going or how long you'll be gone. Do you walk on?
Okay, so that's hard because one, you should always tell someone where you're going. And then two, I would still walk on because I don't think anything bad's going to happen.
I don't think we haven't always filled those out. I know times when I haven't filled them out, but sometimes we do.
I feel like I only fill them out when we're like going into a wilderness area. But like at most,
Oh, that's because you have to have the permit on you.
yeah, but most trailheads don't.
If they have it, I do usually.
I also feel like with my cell phone, anybody could see where my last location was.
Yeah,
know
and
that
I
was
did text
there.
you with the satellite and it works.
Yeah.
So really this quiz was made in 2008. So we had razors back then.
It's probably like you have a cell phone with 5 bars. We have that a lot.
Sometimes we don't.
Yeah. Normally at the top of the mountain, you always do.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so you would just keep
I would go.
going. Okay.
The quiz is going to tell you not to.
Okay. So these are your options from the quiz. A, sure, John Muir never had anyone tracking him. B, yep, but leave a note on your dashboard with your trip plan and expected return and pack your cell phone. C, not so fast. Visit or call the nearest ranger station first to report your expected route and return date. D, yes, with caution. As a veteran hiker, you can count on years of backcountry experience. If you don't get careless, you'll be fine. That's like where we come from.
I like B.
Okay, I like B as well. That's what I was thinking. Because there has been times when I haven't, if it's gone, like there's nowhere to write it, then either I just worry about it a lot because I'm like, nobody knows where I am, or yeah, I would do something like that probably. But the answer is B and C are both good ideas. So that was leave a note on your dashboard or go check with the ranger.
But also it'd be hard because like a lot of trailheads don't have service.
That's
So
the thing.
you can't call the ranger
No.
station.
It's saying to go to it. Go to the ranger station.
Well, that is hard. There's some like ranger stations are so far away from trailheads.
I agree. Okay. We ain't got time for that. We just drove 4 hours to get here. Okay. Number 8, you just hiked to 11,000 feet. After pitching camp, you developed a pounding headache. What's the cure for this classic cause of altitude sickness? We haven't really experienced this very much.
We were at like 5,000 feet.
That's high in Washington.
You have to find the cocoa plant and chew on it.
Wait,
That's what they do in Peru, or the cacao or whatever.
the coca, or I don't fucking know. Yeah.
We don't have that here in Washington. Read the option.
Okay, so the options are guzzle a liter of water, do some light exercise around camp to get your respiration and heart rate up. C, break camp and descend to a lower elevation before sleeping. D, take 200 millis of ibuprofen. E is A and B, so guzzle a liter of water and do some light exercise. F is A, B, and C. So guzzle the water, do some exercise, and break camp and descend to lower elevation.
Okay, so D isn't even. I feel like D is not even a thing because they didn't even put it. Shit.
I guess it's not.
I think with altitude sickness, I don't think you're supposed to stay up there. Like I think you're supposed to get to lower elevation. So A, B, and C doesn't make sense to me because if you're breaking your camp down, you're probably already getting your heart rate up.
That's true. That's true.
So I'm gonna go with A and B. Guzzle water. Oh wait, no. I think you need to leave. But I think it's A and C, but that's not an option.
It's all right. Good job. You were about to be wrong. So it says dehydration is often a factor in early altitude symptoms, so guzzle away. A sudden drop off in physical activity can also lead to headaches. A bit of exercise will draw more oxygen into your system, which I wouldn't think because you're already hiking. Like you just did a workout. Like I don't want to do more, but it says, yeah, a bit of exercise will draw more oxygen into your system. If the ache doesn't abate within an hour or two, the best treatment is a descent of 1,000 to 2,000 feet. You might be able to reascend painlessly the following day. but don't push it. Acute mountain sickness is miserable, and potentially fatal conditions such as cerebral and pulmonary edema have been known to occur at this altitude. Wait, what altitude was it? At 11,000 feet. Doesn't even seem that high. I mean, because you can go to like 28. Okay, number 9. You're in the middle of a long desert hike. Ugh, sounds awful. Days from your car. Days. You're stoveless. Your water filter broke hours ago. Your life straw. Is she done for? You're gazing down at a nasty cattle pond. Okay. Just imagine this cattle pond. It's like the color of pennies and you can't see through it at all. It's basically like mud. Okay. What are you imagining?
I was imagining when we did that hike in Wenatchee and we found that like metal thing that had water in it, like stopped to have like a snack there.
I think I remember, but I don't remember the metal thing.
So Paula put her feet in it.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck? It was like a cattle trough. It was like a trough, and then there was a natural spring that I think
fed it.
Yeah, and it was filled with algae.
Yeah.
It was like a pond, basically.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining.
Yeah, I have a picture of her in that. She got in that thing.
So you think gross.
Yeah. So it's a nasty cattle pond. It's decision time. What are you going to do? This is your only option for water.
I'm not drinking from that pond.
Okay. So what's your plan then? You're days from the car.
Well, how do I know there's not water ahead?
I know. You don't know. So your options are A, drink up and fill all of your bottles. B, chop open a cactus and wring out the water. C, suck on some hard candy until you find your next watering hole because the fetid water will surely make you sick. D, look for birds, which usually nest near potable water.
I feel like the cactus kind of sounds smart.
And we're drinking prickly pear cider, so maybe there's some of that in there.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Probably if you drink from that, you probably would start feeling drunk because you're so sick. I kind of feel like it's D.
Look for birds.
Yeah, because you should not drink that water.
Get some birding done at the same time. Okay, you're wrong. The answer was A. Yeah. Drink up and fill all your bottles. It's a matter of priorities. Better to get diarrhea and live than skip a skanky pool and die. Use your bandana to filter out the big stuff. The only water in cactus is bound up as an acidic mucus. You'll just barf it back up.
That's good to know.
It didn't say anything bad about the birds, though, so
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just a myth or what.
Yeah, I feel like here everyone's so against like drinking stream water.
I know.
And people didn't even filter their water, still get sick.
And then Jeff was saying too, like, if you get diarrhea, aren't you getting more dehydrated? So I don't
Yeah, I would.
know, but you got it wrong according to the quiz.
I do know that up here because the desert doesn't have any moss, but you can use moss to filter your water too.
Oh yeah.
They do that in Alone.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening. I'm sorry that kind of cut off at the end, but like I said, more than half the episode's missing, unfortunately. So maybe one day, if I have the time and feel like doing something that really sucks for many hours, then I will finish fixing the rest of the episode. I hope it wasn't too cringy to listen to. And yeah, thanks for sticking till the end. It was kind of fun to try something totally different for Wild Curiosity. I'd love to know what you guys think, if you like this format or thought it was kind of fun. Actually, next month we are having my friend Scott on the podcast, and that is also a cool kind of different episode. We're doing something spooky instead, and he's going to tell us a real scary ghost story. So stay tuned for that. The next episode will be more of kind of the normal format or whatever. I don't know. We're still finding our groove, you know? Maybe I'll share a little bit of some unedited clips of the audio. It literally sounds like 12 people yelling in Latin at the same time. So I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Sorry for the delay again on this episode, but we should be back on track now. That was a huge learning lesson for me. And yeah, I know how to do stuff now. So I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Stay curious, explore the wild, and yeah, later, Gators.